Hello everyone, welcome to the intuitive card reading for August 19th through 25th. What do I have to tell you guys? Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed, like this video if it resonates with you, and if you like the video, and also share it if you know anybody that needs to hear some of the energies of the week, because that's what we do here. And comments down below. Feedback is always welcomed. Just be kind. And same 3 decks as last week. Seems to be a trend, but it feels right. Shuffled, of course. I'm not sure if it's in a different order. It might be, but this, again, feels intuitively right. So let's jump right in, guys. Let's see what we need. Okay, Midas Miser. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. Okay, interesting. Because a lot of stuff, a lot of readings that we've been doing have been kind of ignoring money, which is interesting because, or abundance in general, prosperity doesn't have to be money. It's very interesting because we are in an 8 year. So you guys know I dabble into numerology here and there. And it is a universal year 8. 8 usually means abundance, prosperity, but it also means empowerment as well. So hopefully you guys have been feeling more so of the empowerment piece, but I know a lot of you may be a little antsy as far as the abundance piece. I know a lot of stuff in the, a lot of cards in the money and finances section has kind of been like, don't worry, this is kind of the least of your worries, or it's not a priority this month, etc. This is saying that it is kind of a priority. So, but it's asking you to take action, right? Because it's saying, and we'll see what the action needed says, but it's saying, how could you turn something into gold? How can you turn an ability, a skill, something? So basically, it's basically saying there's a way that you can make more money. It just needs to be discovered, is basically what it's saying. Like maybe you do have a skill that you can market this month, not this month, this week, but maybe turning into next month, right? Because it also is to an 8 calendar month of August, right? 8, and we just had the Lionsgate portal, but this isn't the week of the Lionsgate portal. It was a couple of weeks back. But anyway, this is basically saying that you do have the ability to do so, and start thinking about that. Different ways how to make money, how to utilize your skills to be able to do that, etc., etc. But let's actually see what action needed says. Sisterhood. Okay, so a little bit different. I don't think they're connected. It says sisterhood, so this doesn't have to be... it's more similar to the community card, basically. So basically finding people that are like-minded, that share your values, that are loyal to you, that really get it, understand you, see you, that kind of thing. So a little bit different, but we've gotten a call for companionship last month. Yeah, I remember that was under the need. So again, not connected here, but 2 things that obviously the universe is asking us, that, you know, telling us that we really need. Our soul is calling for it, essentially. So definitely continue to seek out that companionship, that community, that sisterhood for sure. Issue. Chop wood. Okay, chop wood is about the little things, doing the small details, having humility. So it's under issue. So we're having issues, maybe doing the little things. This can mean a bunch of different things. This could mean maybe doing the menial tasks is really hard for you. It can be actually literally that literal, meaning that you're having trouble paying a bill, but it's like for a small amount. Or actually, you know how this resonates with me? I have been meaning to switch my Wi-Fi provider for so long, because they keep jacking up the price of the Wi-Fi. When I first got it, I think I moved in here about 3 years ago now. And yeah, because that's when I was sick, 3 years ago. And it was like for a special, and I was paying like $50. Now it's up to like $145. To me, that's a lot, especially just for internet. I mean, hello. So I have the numbers to call around for, you know, additional services, that kind of thing. So I have to do that. Okay, so maybe Spirit is asking me to do that this week. You know what? I might do it. Excuse me. I might do it today. So, but the menial tasks, the things that we need to kind of get done, are going to need to get done, but they're an issue for us for whatever reason. Mine, I think, is half because it takes too much brain power to do so. I also have short-term memory loss. And also because procrastination, just in general. Maybe that's from ADHD. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's what that is. But we're having issues doing menial tasks is basically it. What else are we having issues with? What's a challenging? Nature child, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Okay, so we're having issues, very specific and weird. We're getting really specific things, and they're kind of popping out of order. They're almost, I don't want to say random because nothing is random, but it's almost a little, I don't want to use the word chaotic either, but it's not organized. Let's be honest. It doesn't necessarily, and I don't want to use flow or force, but this is basically saying that we're having issues with connecting with nature, connecting with our pets. Pets are family, guys. So if you don't have pets, maybe I would say like your children. Not saying that pets and children are the same, but it almost just feels like this feeling of like watching over something. Like we're having issues watching over something. We're having issues being connecting that way. So maybe if you're a parent, you have issues maybe connecting with your kids in some type of way. There's a disconnect between almost like what's natural, that what should come naturally to you is not necessarily coming natural. So that's very interesting. Again, guys, down below, you can also put feedback, but you can also let me know how this resonates with you because I'd be very interested. You guys know I give my feedback. Okay, change. And nobody wants to hear just my feedback. Okay, what's changing? Distraction. Okay, so we're not being distracted. We've actually gotten this card or similar cards to it saying that we might get distracted here and there, but it looks like we're actually focusing more and we're actually moving towards what needs to get done, which is good. That even though the chop wood is under issue, this gives me some hope, right? So guys, next week when I do do the weekly, I better report back whether I have new internet service or at least called around to get, estimates and things like that. So I will report back. But so basically it's saying a change, the distractions are kind of becoming, are dissolving. Okay. Distractions are dissolving. So we're finally being able to see more clearly, have more clarity for what, all kinds of things, right? This isn't really specific. So this clears the path and has us getting ready to do whatever we kind of need to do and having our eye on the prize, which is great. All right, so speaking of focus, between worlds. Okay, so we haven't had this in a really long time. Not because we are not in between worlds, which I do feel like we're more in our new life than our old life. It's very blended, but we need to focus on, so saying we're in the in-between. So we feel like the old person and then the new person at the same time. So honestly, you know what it is? This is a card of integration. Okay, integration and that's why it takes so long, because integrating takes a long time. So you have to integrate. So think of it if you're getting married, right? And you have kids and your partner has kids. So what you have to do is integrate the family. Are they going to be best friends day one? Maybe, but usually change and integration does not happen that way. So basically it's saying to focus on the integration piece of things and attend, I think the word I'm looking for is tend to whatever needs nurturing in that way. In that scenario, it would be maybe there is some conflict in the home between the two kids from either side of the family, and you really need to focus on that or something like that. So something that is considered between your integration period and in between your old life and your new life needs attention. And that's what Spirit is saying here. So whatever that is, again, it may resonate. This is the collective reading. So this is like a lot of different energies at once from you guys. So this could look different for one person and look different for another. But again, would love to hear how it resonates with you. Okay, reflect, engineer upside down, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Okay, so this is just focusing on the doing. Actually, there's a better way to say that. So basically it's saying that you're focusing too much on the structure of things. And the fact that it's under reflect is to think about that. So this could also be us looking at things of how they look. So focusing too much on how things look. Sorry, it's taking me a while to piece things together. Guys, my brain is in a weird place today. So I definitely apologize, but I'm trying to get this out. It's really interesting having a brain injury and energy is coming at you at the same time, because you can feel it, but it's just hard articulating it. And I already have issues articulating the energy. So hopefully I'm doing a good job, and hopefully you guys understand. But to talk about this more, it's basically reflecting on how you, not how you look at things differently, but how much emphasis that you put on things structurally, like how things look. So speaking of family, I just gave an example. Maybe you want your family to like look a certain way, but the reality is it's not a certain way. Okay, so this is basically saying like really reevaluate your relationship to how things look on the outside. So structurally, instead of realizing how it feels instead, right? That's what the engineer really is about, because engineer is all about structure. It's all about order. And I mentioned already up here that it feels like this reading is a little bit of chaos, because it's kind of like things are, ideas are kind of like all over the place, and that's okay. Because sometimes it's not about that. And that's what this is saying too. It's kind of saying like, concentrate on how things make you feel instead of how things make you look. That's like a really good way to put it. Okay. Responsibilities, confidence. Okay, so your responsibility is to get into that confidence. We've had this as a theme all year, weaved in and out. This week is going to be a test, it seems like. So your only responsibility is to be confident AF. Not too much more to say there. Money, finances, and career. Drum roll. Let's see what it says, because of that Miser came out hot. Come to the edge. Okay, so this is basically saying that you're ready to jump off a cliff. You're ready to take the next step, etc., etc. So something is happening here. Something tells me, okay, that we're kind of sick and tired of like waiting for, like, this is the opposite of like waiting for an opportunity, because you're ready to leap. You're ready to kind of do your own thing. This is a really good week for entrepreneurs or people that are thinking about doing their own thing, because basically it's saying, so it really looks good for you guys. If you like, I should say in the very beginning, this is for entertainment purposes only, because please don't quit your job and then say, oh, well, Justine, the intuitive reader, said that I should quit my job. No, you have to do what's intuitively right for you. You're responsible for your own choices. But this is really good to quit your job this week for people that really are thinking about things like that, or just making a name for yourself in some way, or taking any kind of step forward in being able to do that, because this is basically saying you're on the edge. You're over it. Like, completely over it. You're tired of waiting for opportunities. You're tired for waiting for promotions. You're tired of waiting for that role to open up in this department, whatever it actually is, and you're ready to kind of do things on your own, because or make it happen for yourself, right? Which this Miser is saying you can make it happen for yourself. There's something that you're not tapping into. There's something that you're not like you're waiting for the perfect opportunity. You're waiting for this thing, but Spirit is saying, no, you have to take the leap. You have to do it, and you're ready to do it. You're very much ready to do it. Okay, so hopefully that's encouraging to you. But if you do it, if you jump off the ledge, you jump off the cliff, the universe is going to catch you. That's what it's basically saying. So how beautiful, right? Nice to know you always have a safety net. Okay, surprise. We have slaves, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Okay, so this is saying that, so surprise. So yeah, I mean, look, them next to each other. Basically, it's saying surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So basically, it's just trust, right? It's just basically saying like, you trust that whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And the fact it's under surprise is, maybe it has something to do with this. It does feel strong over here of this energy, and it's right next to each other. Saying like, if you leap, the universe will catch you, like I just said, and you just have to trust it. But it's under surprise, so it might be like, oh my God, I can't believe I just feel so much at peace, and I feel so trusting about this decision, about this leap of faith, etc. So trust the leap of faith, and again, because it's under surprise, it's saying you'll be surprised at how much you actually do trust. And you guys know, when I read, there's so many cards that come up about trust. We need to trust more. We need to trust more. The fact that it's under here and it's saying that you actually are is, can you guys see my hands here? Good job, guys, because all of the stuff that I've been saying for so long, and obviously it's like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're more trusting, sometimes you're not. you're only human. You're allowed to feel the full range of your own emotions, and everything is valid. But this one is up, okay? This one is saying, wow, you're surprised at how trusting and how calm you actually feel about any rash decisions that you're actually making this week. So that's really great. And it doesn't have to be work stuff. Could be taking a leap somewhere else. Could be in our relationships. Can be your health. Can be in our family dynamics. Whatever. Oh, excuse me. And like I said, because it's next to money and finances, and we already kind of had that need card come out like pretty strongly. It feels pretty strongly that it has something to do with work, career, purpose, volunteer, schoolwork, whatever. But again, could be for anything else. Okay, friends, sacrifice. Okay, very interesting. I hate sacrifice, guys. I hate sacrifice. The better word I like is compromise. So it definitely does feel like there needs to be a compromise of some sort in our friends arena with friends. I already know what this is about for me. It is a long story, you guys. And I will not bore you with this metaphor, okay? People put your story, I want you guys, the viewers out there, to put your stories down below, but you don't want to hear this story. It's too long. I'm still salty about it, but this has to do with compromising with a friend, okay? So, yeah, just expect yourself to compromise. And let me just put it this way, you're not necessarily going to like it. Okay? Sacrifice to me means that, this is why I don't like the word sacrifice, because we should never be forcing ourselves to do something that we don't necessarily want to be doing. And it feels like a forceful situation. Compromise, we get something from it. Okay? So, but who's to say that even if you get something from it, like it's an even exchange, even if it's an even exchange, doesn't mean that you have to be happy about it. Okay? So, okay. Romantic connection to the sea. Okay, so this is the flow card, right? And we have the 7, so lots of spiritual energy around a romantic connection. So if you've been, speaking of forcing things or hitting a wall with your romantic partner, or if you're dating with your, dating life, multiple partners, whatever it actually is, this is the week that things seem to flow. Things seem to not feel like you're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole kind of situation. Okay, so that's what it really is. Okay, that's like the biggest metaphor for flow versus force. Do things fit or do things not fit? And when they don't fit, it doesn't mean that you give up on it. You don't necessarily have to. It's just, it's nice when things, you don't have to work as hard, right? But sometimes you do have to work hard for the things that you really want to make work, etc. But anyway, this isn't you got no more about working hard, because this week feels very smooth, and you have the right shape, essentially, right? Which is good, especially if for those out there that have felt like in their romantic connections they've been fighting, or if they've been dating and hitting a wall with it or forcing things. It's positive in that way. Okay, so we have wounded child. We have another child coming on here. Important. Shadow. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. Interesting. Okay? You guys know I love that word. This is basically saying that how could I set this up? It's basically saying that we're using excuses for not necessarily, we're using our wounds as excuses. Now, you guys know I really don't like that victim word either. The two words, sacrifice, victim, they're not my faves, okay? Because people, I think, misuse them a lot, especially the victim, because there's a difference between victim mentality and people actually being a victim, okay? People are victimized every single day of every single hour, unfortunately, okay? It makes me sick to my stomach, but Spirit is asking for us to kind of turn that around and get some power back, because there's a point to which where we need to kind of switch to a more empowered stance. And that's what Spirit is saying. It's like important that we keep that in mind this week, because we can't necessarily continue to use it as a quote unquote excuse to move forward in life. Okay, so this is what this is saying. It's saying our wounds doesn't actually necessarily have to be of your childhood. Your wounds in general are being used in some way, shape, or form to kind of move us forward. So just be mindful of that. Feel however you need to feel, but there's something kind of going on here where it might be holding us back, and Spirit is just asking us to look at that. That's all. Okay, health and wellness. Healing. Is there a better card to get for this? No, besides warrior. Okay, so we are healing. That's all you need to know. There's no action steps for this. This is basically saying whatever journey you're on, mental, spiritual, physical, those are all of them, right? Mental, mental, spiritual, or a physical journey, you are healing. Spirit is letting you know that you're healing. This might come up because maybe it doesn't feel like that. I know for me, look, if I look back 2 months ago, am I better? 100%. If I look back 4 months ago, am I better? 100%. If I look back 6 months ago, am I better? 100%. But there are some weeks where every day doesn't feel that way. So it might feel like that to some of you guys this week, but Spirit is coming through saying, no, you're healing. No, this is confirmation. You're getting there, even if it feels like you're not moving forward. Okay, an overall outcome, poised. Look at that, very demure. Very demure. That's what poised is really about, right? So this is really saying like, you're ready. You got this. I'm calm. I'm good to go. And the fact that it's overall, the fact that it has come out on overall outcome is really, really positive news, because basically it's saying like, all of this stuff is kind of getting you ready like for the next week, obviously. And by the way, I know we're cutting towards the end of the month, so this could also be foreshadowing next month as well, is that we're in a place of more readiness, and we're in a place of just feeling, not necessarily just being ready, but just feeling more ready, like actually embodying it, and being able to kind of take next steps. So pay attention to the things that kind of, ready to jump off the cliff, for example, making sure our wounds are not necessarily holding us back anymore, getting rid of the distractions, because that's what's changing. So it's really just, I do feel some new energy kind of coming through. And of course that empowerment when it comes to, how we make our money is changing. So that's really great. So I think this whole thing looks really great. Okay. No red flags, honestly, except this here. Okay, so as we move forward, remember that it's really important, and of course it's challenging for some kind of disconnect going on with kids, nature, family, something like that around here. But I feel like it's minor compared to this, because this is basically saying reflect on how you want your life to feel, rather than how you on how your life looks, and how you want it to look. Okay, so red flag ego kind of coming through here, saying like, it's not about appearances, it's not about the material things, it's not necessarily about what it looks like to other people. Are you happy with it? Does it feel good to you, kind of thing. So, and that's really what it's all about with flow, right? And that's what helps us get into flow. This might have something to do with our relationships, by the way. Does this feel good to you? Kind of situation. So like, does it feel good to you to move in with your partner, or is it too soon? But it looks better because you've been dating for 2 years, and maybe it is time, but does it feel good to you is what you need to ask. So, okay. All right, guys, I think that's enough. I don't want these to be too long anymore, but it looks like a really great week. And again, not just saying that, only like 1 or 2 things that I would point out being not the greatest, but overall, looks like it's going in a good direction. I'm super excited for next week's reading. And then again, we do have a new month coming up, so I will have a monthly reading out as well. So thank you guys. Anytime you ever tune into my videos, I'm super, super grateful. Thank you for dealing with my issues for the last, guys, it's so depressing, 3+ years at this point. So thank you. Something tells me in the new year I will be a-okay. I don't know. I always make false promises, but I'm delusionally optimistic, and I see that as a positive thing. Okay. All right, guys, have a good week. All right, bye.